Going on, guys?
Good,
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Nick.
Good morning, Colin.
Colin.
Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. We'll give it another minute and we can hop into the form checks.
Good morning.
Must not be any Aussies on here. I didn't hear a g'day.
Good day, April.
Ugh, that was close, Peggy. Come on, you got to
Good
work.
day.
G'day. G'day.
Good day.
Perfect.
Good eye.
Not bad.
G'day, mate.
Oh,
G'day,
that's a good
mate.
one.
Good. You got my
Yeah, it's in there. If you submit it here, it'll get here. So,
oh
yeah.
I want to feed that shopping up in.
No, we're all good.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir. All right, we can get rolling here. Why didn't it? No, why is it not cooperating?
Click you see where it says 160226 at the top? Like, yeah, click that. Double click.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go. Move this over. All right. Good. Pause on the unrack. Gets tight. Gets his feet set. Good. Coming out a little far, Gabriel.
What do you mean?
You're coming down just a little low here, it looks like. Like
Okay.
right here, you're coming down almost like mid-abdomen. We want you right at the bottom of your chest line, like nipple line.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you driving towards your face is really good.
Yeah, that I was trying, but I wasn't sure if I was going too low. Okay, so a bit higher. Okay, I will
Yeah,
try.
well done. Both of these are good. The right side, you're getting some, I like the depth.
Yeah, that was the issue last time.
Yeah, the depth is looking better. You got that little slight pitch forward. Bit. See how you come forward, your ass kicks back. Keep
Yes, it
in
was the
mind,
last set.
remember,
So.
drive into that bar and squeeze, pinch with that upper back. It's
Yeah,
very
I think.
subtle. It's a very fine-tuned cue.
Yeah, I think it was a bit better on the previous sets, but this was the last one. I was a bit tired, so I
It
guess
happens.
maybe it was. Yeah. Okay, I will try next time.
Cool. I mean, it's getting better. Like your lifts have come a very, very long way.
Thank you.
All right, Colin.
One video I submit
Did you happen to get a chance to look up what a Hatfield squat is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Because I think that's going to be the variation we go with. I just don't know what equipment you have access to.
I got the thing about
Okay.
you said the video that was from last week.
Okay. Yes. So these are last week's. Okay, yeah, because I saw you had a couple more in there.
Yeah. Sorry, I downloaded
It's
two.
okay. It's okay. All right. All right, so these aren't bad. We're just a little out of position. So we're coming down and forward. We're kind of you're thinking you're kind of squatting the bar down. We need to get you to deadlift. So your hip position is going to be up higher. Your butt's going to be back further, which is going to suck your knees back, and you won't have to go around your knees with the bar path. So we want to start your hips a little bit higher. And what I mean by that is so by bringing our hips up, our knees will come back because we look at that angle here. We are very forward. So we want them much more closer to a little bit closer to 90 line here from the top of our foot to our knee. Not a perfect 90, but closer to 90. So our hips are going to come up, our knees are going to suck back. We're going to push our chest out. Think about turning your tailbone to the sky and pushing your belly button to the floor.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Cool. Yep, same thing. You're strong. We just need to get you in the right position. That's it.
For sure. Thank you very much.
Of course. Ooh, some high effort pulls. Yes, sir. PR, baby. Man, 3 pounds short of 400. That's good.
Yep.
All right. So congrats on the PR.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, form breaks down a little bit on PRs. We're doing max effort. So you're not going to hear me harp as much on the position during the pull because things break down at 100%. It's the way this goes. You have technical perfect, and then you have max effort technically, and then you have max effort. When you're going for a PR, it's just max effort. So things are going to break down. But what I'm looking for when it comes to PRs is the lead up to it breaking up off the floor. And everything, look, Daniel, when I was talking about your deadlift, see how much closer this angle is to 90 with his feet and his legs. The hip position's much better for him. He's starting out with a little bit of lumbar flexion. I'd like to see that come out some more with that cat cow turning that tailbone to the sky. But he was where he needed to be. As soon as he put in power, his hips didn't shoot up into the sky. His power went right into the bar. There was a slight forward. Ian, if you watch here, if you watch
I
your
can just
bar,
yep.
as soon as it breaks, it comes forward, bip, and gets a little out front, which means your shoulders were past the bar. So we were a little bit forward. If you look at your shoulder in relativity to the center of the bar here, that's why it came out. So getting you to really push that lumbar into neutral will actually suck you back a little bit.
Yep.
But you got a PR.
Yep.
So
Second one in a row.
yeah, take that win. That's a huge win. I love the grind. I love seeing you guys break your own records. I'm stoked for you, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
There.
Look at this setup. Look, the belt. I love it, Colin. These are pictures.
Pictures? What?
Or am I messing up, Noah? Or are these pictures?
Those are pictures because it says JPEG
Okay.
top. So
Wait a minute. Let me.
Go ahead. You sort that. Noah can help you sort that. And then in the
Okay.
chat, and I'll keep this rolling. And
Okay.
then he can help you get him in there. And we can go over them. Not a big
yeah,
deal.
send me a chat and I'll make sure they're in there.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, Andres.
Boy.
Hello.
I like this position.
Okay.
Good.
Let's see.
Look at that little fine-tune adjustment, that body awareness right here. I
Yeah.
love this. Like you knew, bip, you came forward, you're like, yep,
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah.
what I like to see. You know where you're at.
Yeah, I'm getting
And you
there.
know where you need to be.
Yeah.
How'd these feel confidence-wise?
Good. I mean, they feel good, and when I find the sweet spot, the bar comes up like whoosh, pretty
Yep.
easy.
Yep. Yeah, so let's drop like another inch or so and work
Okay.
that. Good job.
All right, thanks. I'll take off those 15 plates off then and try
Cool.
with the 45. Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Amelie. We are working on her. She rushes her unrack. So that's what I'm really looking for here. Is her unracking procedure into her press. Yes. Look at that. Look at that tension. That's exactly what I was looking for. This whole watch, focus here with watch what she does with her shoulders and her lats. Boom, sucks them down. Gets them right on her lats. That is great. She's got a slight arch. She's got leg drive. She's coiled down into her legs and her butt. She is right where she needs to be. Look at this bar pass. She's coming slightly low. I'd like to see her somewhere. Yeah, there we go. That was a good one. She's driving back towards her face. Amelie, you knocked this out of the park. Well done.
Cool. Thank you.
Well done. All you had to do was slow it down a little bit, and everything just fell right into place.
Yeah.
Benoit, I'd like to see you take yourself a finger width wider grip, like one finger width.
That was the close grip, is it?
Oh, it was close grip.
Yeah. So maybe it's not
if
close
it's
enough.
close grip, you need to be a little closer.
Okay, because last time with Jen, I was too close.
Yeah.
Now I made it too wide.
Yeah, you're slightly too wide. We want to kind of be just like at shoulder width. So we press here. If you look, my thumbs are kind of in line with my shoulders. So my triceps take over sooner.
Okay, because she noticed that my elbows were too wide. So she said you're taking the grip too close. So I tried to open it, but
I didn't see the video, so I can't give you any input there. But the nature of what a close grip bench press does is it assists the bench press. Why it recruits more tricep earlier in the lift. So with a close grip, when you bench, we don't want our elbows to flare. We want to, you know, that cue of snap the ball. It's more so there. So you're pressing. What I want you to do to kind of simulate it is you can do a close grip push up. Put your thumbs so they come down in line with your nipples, and then pressing here. That's essentially what your close grip bench press width is gonna be. And you should feel those push-ups really attack the tricep a little heavier.
Mm-hmm. And should the elbows touch my rib cage or?
They don't need to touch. Mine don't touch, but I got a little bit of meat there, so I wouldn't use that as a guide. It's where everything is tracking. So we want it to track in a much more vertical, linear plane versus getting that bench width and getting the back and the chest involved. We want to really hammer the tricep. So I come in like a finger width or two, really, so you're here.
Okay. So now there with the front squat, I tried not to make the loop at the bottom.
Okay. Yes. Look, see here, you fight back against that bar.
Yes.
It's the same cue as driving your back into the bar on a back squat, but we got to do it with leverage not in our favor on a front squat. And you're doing a great job here. You're returning it. You nailed it.
Yeah, the more I do, the more I start to make that loop because I'm tired. I'm getting tired. But the first and second one, I think they were pretty good.
You had like a few weeks at the beginning of all this where kind of like you were, we had to rebuild your deadlift, kind of rebuild your squat, and like your mobility has improved tenfold. And now like the rate at which you progress on a cue is 10 times faster because you have that body awareness. Like and that's what I try to tell people is you get to a certain point where the overall movement pattern is ingrained and then it's fine tuning. And those cues come faster because we have started to learn how to manipulate our body. We've learned how to turn that pelvis down. We've learned how to contract our back. Amelie on the bench press, she learned how to pack her lats, and all it took was just slowing it down. And you get to that point where the overhaul is done, and then it's just polishing, and that's where you're at, Benoit. Like, moving great.
Yeah, and your tips are so great. Like you really pinpoint what we have to improve, and for me, it was really the upper back that I needed to strengthen. And for instance, when you said that it's like taking a sword out of the sheath, like it really created an image in my mind so that I can tighten the proper muscles in the back. So
that's all it is. Like I'm learning different ways to cue the same thing. Like that's kind of I don't know, the gimmick to coaching is like I could say the same thing, like the cat-cow position, a dozen times and it works 11 out of 10 times, right? And then, or 10 out of 11 times, Jesus. But that 11th person, I have to figure out how to get that mental image in their brain so it clicks with what they got going on. So I'm also learning from you guys simultaneously on different ways to cue things. Because everyone's going to do it a little bit differently mentally. Thought processes are different. Imagery, I think in images. So I can't see numbers and letters in my head. So I think in like a movie. So I need that visual reference and the feeling. Hip shot up just a little bit, but that's okay. Good. Whoa, what is going on? Why are there lines being drawn on the... No, is that you or did I do that?
I think you did that.
I don't know how I did it, so it's just gonna stay because I don't know how to undo it. These are good. Benoit, I'd like to see you keep that chest. We started to collapse just a little bit, but our hip hinge was good. So think brace, keep that chest and that back together.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And I tried heavier for a deadlift, and I noticed that my butt was going up first, and then the arms started to go up. So I think you said it's the shoulders that were past the bar, probably, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Amelie.
Hi, baby step here.
Good. So when you catch on the clean here, yes. When you catch, you need to stand up.
I not have to squat.
Well, after you catch it, you need to stand up. See how you go right into the press? You never land completely. So you catch the bar. I'll demonstrate. So when we clean, you're going bit and then into the press. That's called a reactive press. So when you clean, you come up, bit, catch, up. We breathe here. Dip, drive. Does that make sense? So we're cleaning, we're catching, then we're standing up before we press, and we're re-bracing.
Okay. I
Dip,
catch
drive.
it in a squat after I get up.
You don't need to. So what you're trying to replicate is a squat clean. We don't need you squat cleaning yet. We just need you cleaning and pressing. You're trying to do too much all at once. So
Okay.
what you see in Olympic lifting is them moving such amount of weight that the bar only rises to here after it comes off the hips. So they have to get under it and then come up with it. But what
Okay.
you'll see after they come up with it is they stop and they set their grip and they re-brace and then they dip and drive.
Okay.
So I just need you to clean the bar first, stand up, re-brace, then press.
Okay.
So we need a little bit of, so here, come up, you catch. See how you're catching and then you're coming down into the squat. You never set up the press.
No, I didn't re-brace neither.
No. Yeah. So the clean and the jerk are two parts. They're two movements. You have to treat them as such. Because one sets up the other. So luckily this is light enough, you're just throwing it around. It's not giving you any resistance feedback, letting you know where it's inefficient. So with that being said, we need to get you to clean it, stand up, re-brace, and you know that front squat rack position?
Yeah.
That's what we want. Our elbows are like Benoit had in the front rack. Yeah, we want the
With the
high
two
because
finger?
that bar is actually on our collarbone and our delts. Because when it's not resting on our body, you know how a car bounces on a suspension?
Yeah.
So this right here is creating a suspension because it's not directly on our delt. So when you dip and drive, it sags and absorbs the leg drive. Versus when it's on our delts, we get positive input into the bar. The leg drive goes right into the bar. Don't think of it as a press. Think of it as a throw and catch. So you throw with your legs and finish with your press.
Okay. With the two fingers too? Like
No, you want
squat?
all your fingers. You
Oh.
want them all there because you rotate into the bar. So for now, let's drop the split. Let's
Okay.
get the timing right on the clean and press.
Okay. Just
Yes. Yeah, we need to get your timing right, and then we can throw in the split.
Okay.
Because the split is a whole nother art. Like it's, as someone who I have my coach, and then I hired an Olympic coach that I train with once a week in person to work on from here to the split because I'm a presser. I'm not a split jerker. But there's no reason why with a 375-pound press, why I can't split jerk 400 yesterday. But my body doesn't want to split, it wants to press. So it's the same thing. Let's get you clean and pressing and then get you split jerking, because learning where to put the feet, where your back foot lands, because your rear foot moves first, you drive, you actually pick up your front foot and drive with that heel and reach. It's you've got to get your head out of the way so you're here. So when you throw it, you drive into the bar. It's a whole nother sequence of things that
Okay.
need to happen. And you're basically being fed with 3 different fire hoses right now, trying to do that all at once. And getting fed with one fire hose is a lot. So let's drop the jerk. Let's just work on that clean and press and getting each section right, and then we can throw in the jerk.
Okay. And the press is always the crumb, on the crumb.
Yes. When you're using leg drive and it's not just a strict press, it's in the front rack.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. How the hell did I draw on this? I didn't even click nothing, Noah.
I don't know how to help with the drawing other than pressing undo.
Where's undo?
Sorry, do you see the edit
No.
next to transcripts?
I don't even see transcripts.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, let's try that. Nope. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish I was in control of your computer.
I think Jen did it too, but she figured it out. I don't remember what she
I
did.
got it.
There you go.
It's the eraser. All right, we're good. We're good. Thanks for bearing with me there. Good. A little bit more towards your face. Towards the face cue with the dumbbells isn't as prevalent because they're dumbbells. They're not a barbell. They're not connected. But this is generally this is good. Look, he's bracing, then driving. He's rebreathing. You can see it. Brace. Robert, before those descend, I want to see this fill with air before they even start to descend.
Okay. I can do that.
Otherwise, I don't see your legs dancing around. We got a little slight arch. Shoulders aren't flopping around. This is good. This is really good.
Great. Thank you.
Well done. All right, Elizabeth. This is a hard angle. But what I can see is where her hands are tracking. So, Elizabeth, you see at the bottom how your hands kind of float outside your elbows? We want to keep that here. Even if you see how you're extending into more pronation. If anything, with a dumbbell, the beauty about dumbbells is it gives us the ability to press in a natural position. I call it the 3/4. Even when I'm flat benching in a pronation, I have a slight 3/4 turn just because it feels better on my shoulders, my joints, everything that you can't do with a barbell. Doesn't make the translation any less. A lot of times I'm doing neutral grip because I have a log all the time or something, and that's what I need. But I want to see you press in a 3/4, much more natural, and I don't want to see your hands float outside your elbows. I'm going to see you stay in here and press them together. And the other thing I want to see from you, Elizabeth, is see how we are pressing out away from our face? I want to see that press come more towards your mouth. That's it. Just those 3 things. That's it. That's all I want you to focus on. We get those, everything else will fall into place for you. Not a bad start at all. Valentine's Day deadlift, February 14th. That's when I shipped off to basic. So now my mom hates Valentine's Day. Good. And a beltless PR. Derek, fantastic. Hips rose just a little bit, but again, this is a PR. Some things kind of fall apart. High pressure, higher stakes, heavier load. But I'm pretty pleased with this. I mean, his form stayed together like 96%. Yeah, there's the grind. All good. Win some, lose some. I think it's awesome you decide to take another bite. But you throw in a belt, you're pulling that second attempt. A belt, bracing into that belt will give you 30 pounds instantly. Again, unless you're powerlifting or anything, you don't need to train with a belt. Stronger without, stronger with. So that's you got a strong midsection there, bud. I love it. Congrats on the PR. These are better. I'm not seeing your fists come up past your elbows. We're still flicking out front a little bit versus keeping them. What I mean by flicking is this motion versus keeping them. I'm going to hit my hand. Keeping them here, if that makes sense. So I'm hugging a barrel. It's literally the reverse motion of a chest fly. So when we flick forward, it goes from our rear delts to our front delts. Now we've loaded the front of this. We don't want to do that. We want to keep that dumbbell in line so we're squeezing with the back and those rear delts. Think about instead of contracting, it's the same thing I tell people with a lateral raise. When you do those, reach like you're reaching out away from you. Like it's over there. That's the arc we're trying to create. Dumbbell deadlift. So the band's there is causing him to ignite the glutes a little bit more because he has to drive out against the band. That's a good thing to do. It's a good, especially like in warm-up sets. It's something I used to do early on to activate my glutes and get that outward knee drive over the pinky toes. But that's definitely firing up his glutes more. Tamas, we don't need to go as deep on these. The reason why I say that is at a certain point, it's this doing it and less of the hinge. This starts to break down. So your depth, let's see where it goes. Good. So that's too far. That's where we stop. Somewhere in there. So if you look at the difference, look at this. This is all in line. This is really good. These are RDLs, right?
Once again, sorry.
Are these dumbbell RDLs?
I'm not sure what what that is.
It's like a stiffer leg deadlift.
Yeah, I think that's the Romanian deadlift.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So you've got great position. Your knee bends where it's supposed to be. Our hips glide. They're squeezing our butt is the actuator here. It's imagine your hips are on a track. So we accelerate up by squeezing our butt. So we get into a range of motion. This is good. This is all still intact. Then we get to a point where I call it reaching. So now look how your shoulders come forward and this kind of starts to let go. RDLs.
Okay.
Your range of motion stops there.
Okay.
So let's call it 3-4 inches off the floor and work in that motion. What you can do to kind of ingrain that is slow down the eccentric, the down. Give yourself like a 4 count eccentric, like 4 seconds and give yourself like a 2 second pause at the bottom, and we can ingrain that range of motion, and then we can start removing the tempo and adding more weight. So it's just muscle memory at that point.
I also found that using the rubber bands around my knees, it helps with the pain. I unfortunately had some knee pain recently. And so I started using the bands, and I feel more secure, that it holds kind of my knees together, and also like standing on the plates. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
It's like the plates under the heels. It also helps a lot.
Yes, that's okay, because what it's doing, when we elevate the heels, we get more anterior tilt in our hips.
Mm-hmm.
So we get, when our heels are elevated, so if I'm here flat, if I come up on my toes, watch my butt. Right here, watch what happens when I come up on my toes.
Mm-hmm.
My hips turn down into anterior tilt, and that's good. That's turning our tailbone to the sky, helps us maintain that neutral spine. That is okay what you're doing. Totally fine.
It's the depth, right? It's a little bit
it's
too
the
much.
depth. We're just going a little bit too far. The reason why the band makes your knees feel good is because that active tension that you have to drive out against it is making these glutes fire harder.
Yeah, I
so
can
it's
actually feel
forcing your butt to do its job and taking that strain out of the quad and the knee.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it was intuition or something you looked up, good job.
I think it was intuition.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
All right. Dumbbell bent over rows.
I was trying to do these instead of barbell.
These are good. You don't need to create so much of an arc outward.
Okay.
They don't even need to come together at the bottom.
Okay.
We want that nice linear. We want the pull. We want the row. We don't want a kind of a fly hybrid. It's not bad, but I want you really hammering that mid back and those lats and just rowing towards your belly button and your hips and a nice straight linear pattern.
So if I don't bend over as much, is that acceptable? Because it's still like it felt good when I was doing it. I think I maybe rushed it from feeling so good.
You can literally just swap it out for chest supported rows.
All right. I mean, if I'm at like a 45-degree angle, it doesn't bother my lower back at all. But when I'm bent over like that, it feels good while I'm doing it. But then the next day, like
it takes away from the full lat engagement when the more vertical we get.
Okay. Fair enough.
So
okay.
With your back history, doing something supported, either single hand like this with or chest supported, is you can just permanently swap those out for that. Because we don't need something that's going to tax your back in the way where it creates a vulnerability.
Okay.
This is an assistance movement. If it's not assisting the bigger compound lifts and creating, that and pissing off your back, we modify. So I think permanently moving forward for your bent over rows, something supported, whether it's single arm or if it's, on a bench, chest supported.
Okay.
I think that is our way forward. So you can really load the lat and get those rows and make them count, and then keep your back happy and healthy for RDLs, deadlift, things of that nature.
Okay. And can I ask real quick? So when I did a trap bar deadlift, it was so easy at the same weight as a straight bar. I was just noticing if I were to put the weights up a little bit, stack them on that, and then pull from a little higher up. I mean, I can lift twice as much with a trap bar than the straight bar, and I don't know if that's because of my back or what.
No,
but
that's just the nature of the trap bar you pull from center. The straight bar is out in front of you. You can never touch a trap bar for the next 10 years. and only work straight bar. And you can get on a trap bar and deadlift 80 to 100 pounds heavier every single time.
Yeah, it was shocking. I mean, it's twice as much. Like,
yeah.
And it felt like nothing.
Yeah, because instead of it's getting more quad in, and the leverage is in your favor because you're pulling from here up center versus here.
Okay.
So it's literally all it is leverage difference. That's it. It makes, and those 4 inches make a difference. It's why I tell people, like, in strongman, when they've never pulled on an axle and they're deadlifting on axle the first time, they're like, why was that so much harder? Yeah, that 2-inch diameter of the thickness of the axle displaces that weight. Leverage is everything. This is just a game of leverage. When I'm working on your positioning, it's all leverage. So keep that in mind. Yeah, everyone's like, man, I'm so much better on the trap bar. Yeah, like, it's like, you're probably better at driving with your eyes open too. Like, so like that's just the nature of the difference in leverage.
All right. So you don't think I should raise the weights up a little bit?
As an elevation?
As an elevation, yes.
For what reason?
Just to help my not piss off my back.
Well, raising the weights up, take out leg drive, shortens the range of motion, and creates. Yeah, what it does is, so we have an event in strongman called the 18-inch deadlift. It's usually on like wagon wheels. Your lower back and glutes get absolutely annihilated.
All right.
You feel it less in your hamstrings.
Okay.
Because
I don't want to do that then. I mean, I definitely want the leg drive. My legs are strong. It's just the.
Yeah, we want your leg drive. I don't think
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary. I think us continuing forward in a safe manner, maybe slowing down the weight we put on and adding tempo is your way forward. And on days where you've got a good back day, you can party.
Okay. All right. Thank you. The isometrics are definitely helping. Thank you.
I love that. Oh, whoops. Yes. Ellis, I want to see those hips accelerate towards the bars. So as you get to there, boom, slam your ass cheeks together and break the bar in half with your hips. But your form looks fantastic right now. RDLs. Good. Not going any deeper than he has to. Same thing. Accelerate on the way up. Boom. Finish that lockout with violence. You're natural, man. Well done. Good. Got some acceleration in there. I like these. Range of motion is good. Easy peasy, man. Well done.
Thanks, Nick. Now, how do you change that into a stiff-legged deadlift? Because I can't tell the damn difference.
RDL, honestly, you're kind of in a hybrid stance. You're kind of somewhere between an RDL and a stiff leg deadlift. Stiff leg deadlift is not knees locked. So let's get you, let's see where you're down. So you're pretty close to a stiff leg deadlift. It would just be less bend. RDL is probably slightly more bend if you really want to know the intricate differences. There's subtle leg drive. It gets more hamstring. Whereas your stiff leg deadlift typically hammers the glutes and the back a little bit more.
Copy. Got it. All right.
I'm not someone who really, I can tell you this as someone who's been training strength at a high level. When I get SDLs or RDLs, I do them the same way regardless of what it calls for, because I know the carryover is still going to be good. Good mornings are basically the stiff leg version, but it's on your back. So my range of motion is so limited at a stiff leg stance, I don't get enough carryover. I can pull all day from that range of motion. So if you really want to be able to hammer out the two, stiff leg deadlift, you just go with a little less bend than you have there. RDLs, you have slightly more bend. That's it in the knees.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Good. Slightly deeper. Stay to your heels. We're pushing a little bit forward, and then we fight back. Keep driving your back into that bar, and contract that upper back so it pushes that chest out, and we maintain that neutral position. I can't tell if your heels are elevated or not, but that might help a little bit. I mean, you've gotten most of all the right things. We just need to get you. We need to build this out from the top down for you, it seems like. So engaging that upper back, contracting it, pushing that chest out should make everything else fall into place a little bit better. So good job. Yes. Beautiful. Dave, keep on keeping on. These are fantastic. Got a little bit forward on that rep. There you go. Drove back into the bar on that one. You can see the difference. Outstanding, Dave.
Cool.
Beautiful. You're pretty much completely vertical. There's some slight aft traction, but that's okay. These split squats are they're self-explanatory. You sit right in between your feet. You've got good distance. You're not all over the place with balance. You've got the main things. Carry on.
The rear foot, I think, was my main thing. I used to have it up on my toes. But I think with that, I was supporting my weight more on the rear leg too.
Yeah.
So this is good?
Yeah, this is good. Another trick where people can't seem to get comfortable is I think I had April do it. Put their foot on a foam roller on top of the bench. So it gives you that natural.
Yeah, it works right.
And that alone can help alleviate that issue.
Gotcha. Cool. Thanks.
Yep. All right, Mel.
So my weight was too far toe heavy.
Yes.
Last one.
Yes.
So.
You picked it out right away. You got a little bit better. Put some like 10-pound little plates underneath your heels. I think that might give you a little bit because it seems like it's your hips. You're pushing forward at the hips. So when you come forward, it's because your butt stops descending. So it gives the feeling that we're getting deeper, but when you look at it, if you watch here, we descend. Look, the butt's sinking, butt's descending. Butt's descending, we're coming to a stop. Butt stops moving, but look at how much we've deviated. You know, we're on our quads right here. So if we elevate the heels, we'll get anterior tilt. Our hips, our tailbone, we're thrown up. Our hips will tilt down forward, and that should allow this portion of you to stay a little bit more vertical.
So a
and
little
allow
more
you to
of a
sink
torso.
and allow your butt to descend. I mean, you are right there at depth, like a half inch lower. This breaking that knee line, you're right there.
So work on more upright torso.
Yeah, drive your back into that bar.
Okay.
Well done. Your squats
Thank
are getting
you.
better.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Good.
So I was playing around a little bit with these and widened my grip maybe an inch versus what I normally do.
And how to feel?
Better.
Okay. So the thing that stood out to me was that you looked really spread out. And
okay.
what I think I don't think it's necessarily that you widened it. I think it's because as you're coming down, I want you to focus on pinky and ring finger squeeze. So we want to bring our elbows in like this, but we want to be here so it engages our lats. When we do press and our elbows flare into the drive, we're not losing that on the way down by being spread out. We're here on the way down, and then we're flaring on the way up by squeezing really hard with our pinkies.
Okay.
Yeah, give it a couple of training sessions at that width and implementing that cue, and then you can always go back.
Okay.
So feet closer together. I want as minimal weight on that back foot. We're literally just light on our toe. So you're going to want that back foot more underneath of you. It is just a guide. We're putting like paperweight pressure. It is just for balance. So we can really push our hips back. With our foot that far back, it's hard to get our hips back into that RDL type drive. So we bring it closer. And what I want you to do when you're that far back as well, we're opened up. We want to keep that drive with our hips neutral. And it's hard to do. It's hard to do when I'm this far back. It naturally opens. So when we get closer, I can keep that hip forward and push back and really light up that loaded leg, hamstring, and glute. So we need to narrow you up. We need to drive that offside hip forward so it stays center. And I really want you to push back into that leg that's loaded. That's where we want 99% of the weight.
Okay, thank you. Because I mean, I do admit when I did it, and I tried to put my leg out to focus more on the leg I was using, and my hip just naturally pops out, and it's always done that.
Yes. So we bring you closer, and we actively drive that offside hip forward. And what you'll do as soon as you turn it, and as soon as you start to push your butt back, you're gonna feel that glute hamstring connection get hit right away, even sooner.
Okay, thank you.
Which might mean your range of motion gets shorter, so we don't fold, because it's amplifying that stretch.
I've always had kind of an issue with my range of motion with my leg. Like I've tried stretching and like my calves. Like heck, I did yoga last week and like my downward dog is terrible.
Yeah,
it's just like
I mean, I'm
my
doing
muscles
it
are
every
tight.
day, and when I'm in prep, especially when things get heavier, it's not about improving my range of motion. It's about not losing it as things get tighter. And then as we ramp back down, then I push the range of motion a little bit better, get everything kind of untight and decompressed. So keep that in mind that it is a daily thing. What you might be using to help with range of motion is going to change and evolve over time. You're going to put stuff in, you're going to drop stuff. It's malleable. So you've got a strong core because you're not folding at all. This is really good. Your core is so strong, you're able to maintain hyperextension, which we want more neutral. And what's going to happen is I think we need to narrow up your squat stance. I would start by coming in a half foot width on each side, because it's like you're in so much extension, you're pushing back, and we're not getting the sit down that we need. Your legs are strong, your core's strong. There's no reason why depth can't be there. So we just need to get you in the right position to allow that to just happen. So what I want you to do is narrow up that foot width, like a half foot width, or that foot stance, by a half foot width on each side come in. I like how your toes are pointed out. I can see the glutes doing their job. I can see your core is just, I mean, that 225 is nothing for you're strong. We need to get you in the right position so that strength can shine.
Okay. It's always been a weakness. It has been a weakness of mine. Just pretty much anything legs and like it's always an issue.
I don't think it's a weakness. I think it's just a positioning. Like it's real. Like there with the weight you had on, you could do a whole nother plate without even thinking about it if we get you in the right position. There's no reason why you're not squatting 300 pounds plus.
Okay.
Other than position. That's it. So that's a really good place to be, is we just got to keep polishing, getting you in the right position, then we polish, and you're going to see your squat just skyrocket.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Seb, we're really high. We need to get down another. Yeah, we need to get this below this. So
yeah, I'm finding it really difficult to get lower without my arms coming forward and the bar like falling off the front.
How are you holding the bar?
So I'm doing this at the moment because I can't
throw that in the trash can.
Yeah.
That's exactly why you can't get there. I don't know if you saw the Instagram post, but I have no sympathy when I hear I can't get here. Reason being is, I've had athletes with cerebral palsy do it. I've had athletes with arthritis do it. I've had athletes with, it's going to take stretching and mobility work to get those wrists malleable. And that information's all there. We've put some on our Instagram. I've done some stuff how to get there. In the meantime, say you get it for one set and then your wrists start hurting. Lifting straps, you loop them around the bar so you have a handle and you crank your hands in and then you come up underneath of it. So we can at least simulate that elbows high position, because this is absolutely useless. And the reason being is, like I demonstrated in that video, as soon as you get any forward lean, you have no dictation on the bar. So I think if we fix that rack position and you do the work, get the mobility, and it's just, man, I mean, taking 3 minutes on a daily basis, even on your not training days, doing the wrist stretches, things like that on a daily basis, doing them in your warm up, within 2 weeks, you're gonna have night and day differences in that front squat. So, I'd really love for you to really start implementing that and working towards that rack position, because it's going to open up a whole nother level of your front squat you didn't even know was there.
Yeah. I mean, I've shied away from it because it's been difficult and kind of done more back squats, but Yeah, no, that's good. Thank you. I will definitely do that.
Okay. Yeah. So no more shying away from it. We're gonna attack it head on. And it's again, I can't emphasize this enough. It's gonna open up a whole new door for your front squat. I mean, it's gonna let your legs do their job. It's gonna let your back and your core do their job. It's gonna let you get stronger now that you can control the bar. Um, so I'm excited for you once we get that to click. Your front squat, just like I said to Conor, his squat's going to take off. Your front squat's going to absolutely catapult. Once you go, yeah, I've got real estate now. Like, make the bar your bitch.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's see what else we can see, though, while we're here.
Make the bar your bitch, Nick.
You're welcome.
I needed a t-shirt with that on. The t-shirt should say "The bar is my bitch."
There you go. Yeah, I can see fighting it already.
Yeah. It's
Man,
just, yeah.
that's we
I
get
thought
you
I'd come my first time with like my absolute worst thing.
It's okay. This is why we're here. This is why I do this. This is why you submit the videos because we're gonna. I might give you a little bit of tough love, but it's because I want you to be able to do this at the highest level you want to do this.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So he's got the right idea. We need to get those elbows higher. He's kind of resting it. We need to get wider, and we need to get that on our collarbone a little bit more because it is out in front of you, John, which is why it's bringing you forward like this. So you see how close you are. We need to be outside of our shoulders. You've got the right idea, man. Like we just need to get you in the right position. Same thing that we just went over with Seb. We get that rack position. I think your front squat's going to feel like a totally new animal. So let's just take that width out, get those elbows high, work on some wrist mobility just a little bit. And I mean, that's arguably harder the way you're holding it. So I don't think you'll have any issue if we just get your hands at the right width. So that's a good sign. No. Bad John. Bad John. We don't want that, John. It makes sense with an empty bar, but one second, pause, concentric. All right, Shawn. Good. I want you to drop that chin. We don't want to look up. We want to bring that chin into neutral and look out in front of us. Drop those spongy ass shoes too. They're pitching you forward. See? Exactly. Look at that instability. Your ankles are trying to find firm ground. Kick those shoes off. Bring your butt up. Look when you pick. Pause. Right when you come off the ground, look at that. Butt kicks up. Oh, hasn't started yet. There we go. Hips are there. Input, hips rise. That's our start position. That's where our hips want to be. Why? Because they want to use not just the quad, they want to use the hamstring as well. Let your body use what it needs to use. So let's get your hips higher. Let's drop that chin. The pauses look fantastic. The control is great. I love it. Drop the shoes. They're absolutely garbage for deadlift. They're working against you in every way. But your pauses look awesome. All right, John, low pin squats. He's getting comfortable starting to, for those of you that haven't pin squatted yet, learning pin squats, trying to start ab depth can sometimes feel very foreign, feel weird. So you start high and you work your way down to get used to starting from the bottom up. John, these are looking really, really good. I'd love for you to drop another pinhole and let's keep working that down. Those were beautiful. Really good signs. You look comfortable. That's what I wanted to see. Oh my God, is she using an actual bar?
Damn, that's my new bar.
A whole new world.
That's so weird.
Look at that. No rack. She had to clean that shit to front squat.
It's so hard.
It is. Same thing for you. I hate those shoes for you. Look at your feet wiggling around.
Okay.
Your actual front squats though are looking really good. The rack position is nice and deep. The depth is good. I want to see you try and drive those elbows out to recruit more of that upper back to keep from folding a little bit.
Like flare out?
Yeah, so think when you're under, I want you to pow. And what that does is it contracts this and gives more engagement to go from here to here.
Okay.
It's a fine-tune cue. It's going to be very subtle visually because it traps us here. I do it like this without the bar, but with the bar, it's literally going to look like that's all it's going to look like visually.
Okay.
Good job.
All right, thank you.
Do much better with an actual barbell. Yes. All right, Shea. Squats looking overall much better.
Good.
One thing that stands out, look at your heels.
Okay.
So we're getting light with our heels. So what that means is as we're coming down, we're pushing forward a little bit. Right about here.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is I want you to keep that weight mid-foot, like where your shoelaces are, and back.
Okay.
Think about squatting over your heels, but your depth, your position, I love all of that.
Perfect. Okay.
It's a great looking squat. We just need to get you in the right track.
Okay. So midfoot to heel to keep it centered, and so my heel doesn't come up. Any mental cues I can do while I'm doing that to think that through, Nick, because that might help.
Grab the floor with your toes.
Okay.
And usually what that does is when you're grabbing the floor with your toes, it creates tension through the hamstring, the glute, and think about pulling the floor apart. So your toes point slightly out, you're grabbing the floor, and when you're driving down on the floor with your toes, you should feel it try and push you back to your heels a little bit.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We got some pin squats. Is that what these are? No? Okay. Absolutely buried it. Depth for days. All right. So, Joe, when we are getting down to bottom, you're creating a half circle with your butt. So if we go from here, where are we at? See this? We want neutral. I want you to push that chest out so your hips kick back. So what that'll do is, once we get here, this is not a bad position. It's once we go below depth, look at this. We're now in flexion, chest is collapsed. What's going to happen when you come out of the hole, your butt is going to kick back and then come up before any of this really starts to rise. Look at that. Butt comes up. Now we're getting forward. Look how much more forward we are than when we came down. Look at this. Good position. Now we're coming up out of the hole and we're just way out front. So what I want you to do is start implementing tempo. I want you to descend at a 3 to 4 second pace. And I want you to pause at depth. Your depth, because your hamstrings are basically kicking off your calves and it's creating that, that's your depth right there. I want you to pause at that depth. Either drop the arms lower because this is going to be lightweight. You shouldn't run a real risk of failing it in any sort of way. We can run a band across the arms and give you a barrier so that it touches the bottom of your butt cheeks where your hamstrings meet, and it gives you a physical cue that you're at depth. And what I want you to do is drive your back into that bar the entire time you're squatting, because we need to avoid this really gnarly hinge you get. I call it two-piecing a squat. You come down, hips come up, then we get morning it. So you're making your back do a lot of work coming up out of the hole. So we need to dial the weight back. Let's add some tempo and get every rep the same and really, really pretty. And then we can ramp back up on that weight because you come down very fast. But I think we're losing some tension because of it. But yeah, there's no tension when we kick forward like that. And we don't want to do that. So tempo, not as deep, set a physical barrier, and we'll work from there and just scrub it until it's perfect, man. I want to see more of your squats weekly. Great. She's got like virtually no deviation from the hips up. This is really, really good. I mean, that is a goblet squat clinic right now. Ginette, do you squat under a barbell? I'd love to see your barbell squats. I mean, you're doing these effortlessly. These are really pretty. Well done. All right, Ginette. Two different ways to spell Ginette. Are they pronounced as the same? Okay. Ginette, I want you to keep looking forward. No looking around when you're deadlifting. I want big bracing. But your deadlift's getting better and better. Slow down your eccentric. Give yourself like a little 2 count. I want to see a little bit more control out of you. But these are pretty good. These are the best your deadlift has looked. So good job. These the good mornings, RDLs, goblets. Okay, so goblet squat. So your deadlifting position, your squat. So what I want you to do is I want you to keep that chest nice and high, and I want you to sit like you're sitting in a chair. I want more legs, less hinge and fold. So these are more of an RDL, Chris, but that's okay. Your range of motion is fantastic. We're keeping a nice neutral spine. I want less knee bend, even for an RDL. And it might shallow out your range of motion, but that's okay. Because I really want you to get this acceleration where the hips slide back and slide forward. I want to see those hips flying through with a vengeance, trying to snap the bar in half. But your position's good. You've got all the right components. We're just going to make some little adjustments. Noah, I think I'm going to cap it at 50 today. I will do the rest of these on tomorrow. Main reason being is I've got to train and then I have sports massage appointment. So I can't miss that. So I'm week 4 of my peak and things are heavy as shit and my body hurts. What's he saying?
Since I had toes left foot, careful. But I'm going to do a deadlift here. I've climbed the ladder from 130 up to 255. A lot of deadlifts. I haven't done the 255. I'm going to attempt 2 of them and see how that fits on my foot.
Okay. Some context. That's always good. Got a little limp going. Good position. Yes, good pull.
Yeah.
Soft hips at the top, but that's okay. Grinder of a second rep. Get those hips through. That's really it for you, Roger. What does Roger have to say? How'd that feel?
So the lift wasn't that bad, but I could feel myself rolling my left foot to the outside to keep it off the toe. So that's probably as high as I want to go.
All right, Roger. Alternative time. This is where we adapt to, because what we want to do is we want that foot to heal. I've broken a foot. I've had a lot of foot damage between riding motocross and getting stepped on by cows growing up on a farm and you name it. My feet have taken a beating. What I want you to do, so we maintain hinge pattern strength. We are going to modify this because I want you to be free and clear and pain-free, and I don't want to create an imbalance trying to force your deadlift. So there's a variation called a seated good morning. And literally, you sit at the end of a bench. You can either unrack and sit down to the bench, or you can lean forward, unrack, and then slide back on the bench. I recommend unracking and then stepping back, sitting down to the bench. Now, there's a couple ways. You can either put your feet out further with your toes pointed up. You'll feel that stretch more in the hamstrings, or you want them wide so we have clearance. So what we're going to do is put a barbell on our back like a squat, SSB, even a goblet, even though as long as your elbow's clear. What we're going to do is then we're going to brace, proud chest, squeeze the back, and we're going to sit forward just like, imagine like you're doing a stiff leg deadlift or an RDL. We're going to sit forward, and then we're going to fire up, and we're going to squeeze our butt and squeeze the outside of our legs. And what it does is it still continues to hit that hinge pattern, but it allows us to give that foot a break, let it recover, but not lose any substantial gains on our hinge pattern movements. But I don't want you to force the foot right now. The fact that your body's guarding it, you're pulling back, and I could see it. Let's let off the gas pedal on deadlifts a little bit and start doing some seated good mornings and things of that nature. You can do back raises where you hook your heels in and you get some, we can supplement hinge patterns for now. That's okay. We can do that for a week and just check that in every single week and let me know how it's going, how it's feeling, how the foot feels. But I don't want you to push on a deadlift with guarding the foot with the risk factor. Deadlift. Good. Yes, beautiful pull. I have her doing clusters, mainly because when she powerlifted, there was approaching the bar, setting up, pulling in. We need that muscle memory. So because when we're amped up under pressure, we need our setup and our approach to be the same. And I mean, the first rep and the second rep absolutely look cookie cutter. And that's what we're going for here. 240. I mean, she's doing weight at which she was pulling for a single for clusters. Like this, she's progressing so fast. So she gets her air, she pulls in, She knows exactly where her hips need to be. Yes. Good fight and good rep. Carly, keep on this cluster trend. I like these for you. Let's see what this last rep looks like. Gassed out. Is she gonna take another bite? So she did a little rest pause there. That's okay. These are heavy clusters for her. Yes. Outstanding set. Well done. You need to get you a real belt if you're powerlifting. None of that softy CrossFit bullshit. We need to get you like a 13 millimeter leather. That's what you need to get. It's for those of you that if there's ever a difference in a belt, you go from that thing to a 13 millimeter, you could wreck someone's headlight swinging that thing. They are rigid. All right, April. Okay. You had less forward drift on the second rep than you did the first. Third rep, even better. Driving back into that bar on that. Look at, you can see the correction happen, right? Come down.
Ooh. Yeah, I do feel like I'm a bit forward there.
You got forward there, but here's where your body goes, nope, not where we want to be. Look, drifting forward. Even still.
Trying to get lower.
Look how you're fighting back now. Look at that. Look at that. You're coming back into your bar path. Your body put you right back into power. So that's a really, really good sign. You got forward. Your body said, fix it. And it did. And now look, bar is right back over that midfoot.
Okay.
So that's a really good sign. So everything is really coming together for you on these. Your biggest problem right now is we get a forward drift down towards the bottom quarter of the squat. But as we got deeper in the set, it was less and less prevalent. So look what you did right before you squatted there. What do you see? What does your whole body do?
Well, it folds forward. I feel like I'm losing my top half of my body. I probably need to be squeezing a lot more in my back, especially.
It was before you even descended. Watch your whole body.
It pitches forward.
Boom, right there. We rolled just a yep. Tilted forward. And you didn't there. And look at the difference in those two reps. Tilting forward. Watch the speed on this one. You didn't do it here.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
So you have a couple. That's the only inconsistency right now in your squat. Some reps you come forward. So right now on your setup before, so it's starting before you even descend. Because you get this little, it's like you're getting ready and you go and then squat. So what I want you to do is squeeze your butt and then sit to your heels. Squeezing your butt should arrest any sort of lack of tension, and draw everything in that posterior chain tight. And then we sit. That's it. That's all I want you to think is squeeze butt, sit.
Okay.
Simplify it.
Yeah. Because I've simplified my deadlifts and doing exactly actually what Carly's doing right now. I'm just walking to the bar and trying to minimize how much time I'm doing. I feel like I need to do the same thing with squats.
100%.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. And good luck on that 400, mate. You got it.
Thank you. Hips a little high. There we go. Bring them back down. Good. Miguel, messing around too much in the hole. Too much thinky. More lifty. So I can see the thinking, the adjustments happening in real time. We want more leg drive. So pause this. So your hips come up. There's not a lot of leg drive. We can get more leg drive out of this. So what I want you to do is I want you to really push your glutes back, turning that belly button out down to the floor, tailbone to the sky, letting those hips come down to right about here versus up here. What that's going to do, it's going to pull these shoulders back over the bar. And we're going to get way more leg drive off the floor. Subtle adjustment. Just to milk a little bit more out of your deadlift. Good. She stopped before. Yes. Jan, you nailed it. Think about snapping that bar. Big pinky squeeze. Your unrack was way better this time around. Nice job.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, I just felt like I wasn't getting the point. So thank you.
No, you nailed it that time. How'd those feel?
No, it felt good. And getting set before I started, when I had the bar up above me, felt much better, and keeping my elbows in. I was like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Love it. I believe bent over rows. These are pretty good. See how as you're rowing, your hips are kind of kicking forward and it's causing a little bit of an upright position. We want to kind of mitigate that a little bit. We don't, if anything, when it comes to body English in a bent over row, again, I always preface coaching a bent over row that there's a dozen ways to do them. If we're going to get any body English in a bent over row, we don't want it to be here. If anything, we come up and we hinge up slightly with the torso to get a little bit of momentum. What we don't want to do is pull here so our hips are advancing to the bar, because it changes our load angle entirely. And it can put us in a riskier position with flexion. So what I'd rather see you do is come a little bit down deeper in the hinge, and then if you need some body English, you just come up and hinge up slightly to get it moving out of the hole. It's a very subtle change. You weren't doing it catastrophically, but I think we can get a little bit more out of your barbell rows, Heather. Colin, Noah, did you get Colin squared away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hit his after this one.
Also, you talked to Audrey in the app. Daniel wanted to go through Audrey's too. Those should be in there.
Thanks, Nick.
Deeper. Bring your feet slightly closer together. I mean, like a 1/4 inch either side. Go deeper. I want to see, especially with a hack squat style like this, we definitely want our hips breaking our knee line for sure. So we want to get this part lower than this part. You're right there, but we could probably get a couple more inches. I want to see you, especially in a hack squat, you can really bury hack squats because you actually have an axis to drive on. So let's work on getting some more depth out of those. Okay, so is it in the same spot, Noah, or would it be?
It should be in the same. If you want me to maybe share on my end, I don't know what order it ends up in. Yeah, there's Colin.
I think, or those is okay.
Yeah.
Those look like last week's.
Said he uploaded a 218.
Oh. Damn it. Which direction do I need to go? No. No.
Yeah.
These look like last week's, Colin.
Yeah, I uploaded. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know what? Figure out the videos and then you can just email them to me.
Okay.
That's too easy. Just
I'm sorry.
No. Take your time. Figure out, email them to me, and I won't miss them. I promise.
Okay.
And then
Thanks, Nick.
No problem.
Audrey is the next one. May have to expand that a little bit to see which ones. There you go. She should have submitted SBD. There we go. Audrey Hedgewood.
Yep.
Yep.
God, I need a new computer. Good position. Good unrack. Technically very sound.
I
Audrey,
didn't realize my back arched so much when I did it.
That's a good thing. We want a slight to moderate back arch. What it does is with a back arch, it engages, it connects our upper back to our glutes. I want to see more leg drive, but I want to make sure you get it in the right direction. I don't want you leg driving so your butt comes up. I want you to leg drive as if you're trying to push your body up the bench.
Okay.
And the other thing for you really is bar path. We have good lat engagement. Your shoulders aren't floating around. Even if you get your legs a little bit more underneath of you, so you're kind of pressing down into your heels or the balls of your foot even. When I get into a rack, I actually push myself. I pull myself up past the bar, then I push myself down into my feet. So I feel my quads gain tension. I push myself into the arch, pack my lats, unrack. You did a lot really, really, really well here. But we can definitely get more leg drive out of you, and we can get a little bit better bar path. So all that would need would be benching's kind of an illusion. It feels like we're pressing straight up, but we're actually press away from us because of our body angle with the arch. So we actually want to drive there. You tried to do it on that last rep, probably because you were getting fatigued. Your body was trying to find the bar path. So let that press happen up towards your face. This is
Okay, so down on my chest and up towards my face.
Correct.
Okay.
This is good. We can get slightly deeper. flirting with parallel. This hip crease needs to break that top of the knee. So we
Okay.
can get a little bit more depth. You've got good position otherwise. Again, you're almost in hyperextension here. So as we load that up, it will probably force you into good neutral spine, but it means you've got good input in the right places. It's just load that will probably neutralize and create that straight back. So I'm not really worried about that. The main thing with your squat is the transition from down to up. I want you to add about a 2-second eccentric, and I think we can get more tension out of your down. A lot of people don't realize our down is actually is huge in setting up the up part of the lift. So some people naturally descend slower, some people dive bomb. You're kind of in the middle. I want to generate a little bit more tension out of your eccentric to create a stronger transition out of the hole. So if we just slow this down 1,000, 2 1,000, pow, and then think acceleration and driving into the bar, I think we can get a little bit more out of that.
Okay. Thank you.
And no more touch and goes. Reason being, the difference in, let me slide this over here. Look at the difference in that pull from that pull. Gravity fixed you. Your first pull is different from the rest of the set. And why no more touch and goes? When you want to test, right? That's your main goal, to test soon.
Yeah.
So we don't deadlift on a test from a second rep. We deadlift on a test off the floor. Look at this position. You're trying to squat. What happens is your butt rises. It rises, it rises, it rises. Bark gets sucked back because your knees are sucking back. Now you're in your deadlift position. That's actually where we want to be. So when you do that with touch and goes, gravity is going to set you up on the way down. Look at that position versus this position. So we need to create this position every single time. So each rep, you're going to come down to a dead stop. And what I want you to do is keep in mind, this is where your body wants to be. Shoulders over the bar, hips here. Because when they're too low, they rise, they pitch us forward, and then we're out of position. If they're too high, we don't get enough leg drive, and we leave pounds on the table. So all you need to do is ingrain this position. So our first pull, I want you to elevate your hips. I want you to suck your knees back, bring that bar close against your shins. Don't think about standing up. Think about pushing the ground away from you. Big brace. Expand our core. Expand our core. It's the opposite of trying to look good in a picture. It is the most unflattering thing to do. But you can see it when people are bracing. Their core expands. They brace. They drive. If the bar's moving, we're not breathing. So this test, don't, because there's some things to polish. You're going to get close to where you're at strength wise, but you're going to PR with pounds on the table because we haven't maximized your movement pattern. So what I tell people new here is the first several weeks of this, we're working on movement pattern, and our numbers are going to go bip, 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 because we're learning a new motor skill. And those are beginner gains. And what I mean by beginner gains is we get a lot of weight fast in the beginning, PR, 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 because yes, we're getting stronger, but our movement's getting more efficient faster. So it's unlocking more weight because we're moving better. And then we'll get to a point where our motor skill is at a good level, and then the gains will come slower, not because we're not progressing good, but because our optimal has gotten close to optimal. And now we're focused on a strength gain, and strength gains are a grind. So we'll go into this PR. I know I responded to you within the app on how to deload.
Yeah.
We need that deload. And then take away from this getting fed with a fire hose session as much as you possibly can retain and apply. I'm not expecting you to master it all on the test. Let's see where you land, and then just absolutely nose to the grindstone, build, 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 build.
Okay. Thank you. I just have one question for the deadlift. If you have sets where you're doing like 15 reps, do you still stop and then do it again every rep you do? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't touched and go in probably 6-7 years. Just because where you're at in your lifting, it's very important for you not to touch and go. Let's say we dial in your deadlift, you're a year down the line, it's muscle memory. You can touch and go those sets because you have the confidence level to execute from the floor on a 1 rep max pull. So we don't necessarily, it's not working the same thing. Yes, we need that time under tension, we need the reps, but you're so far along that touching and going on a set of 15 isn't a detriment anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Q&A portion. Who's got questions? Hit me.
Have one.
Go ahead.
No one else has got their so new bar and plates. Currently I'm keeping them outside because the plates are stinky. Is there they're so awful. Do I need to do something to protect them? Are they fine
Clean your
outside?
plates? I don't why are they stinky?
I don't know. I asked this in the app, and people were like, "Oh yeah, the cap plates, they're way smell very industrial, like whatever it is they're packed in, or maybe it's like an extra."
Oh, they're brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a grease or an oil they put on them, like a
Yeah. It's rough.
I spray them with we have this like industrial cleaner that we wipe down on the benches and stuff with when we get new plates. I just hit them with that because I do get it. I train in a barn, and in the winter the doors are closed, so like if my dog farts, I'm getting cooked. Like it's not good. So yes, I get it. Wipe them down a couple times. Do not water them down. Just like simple green, something that you like smells good. I've even used that I've used Lysol.
Okay. But are they okay to keep outside, or are they going to start to get rusty?
The metal rings in the middle, because they were bumper plates, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could rust with the changes in humidity. And where are you at in the world?
Texas.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I put them out, and of course, we're in the middle of a drought, and of course, the next day it rained. So it's like,
yeah. I would, if it's not too much of an inconvenience, I'd put them inside. I train in an open air gym in the summer. It's got garage doors because it's a barn. All of our bars have surface rust. A lot of the iron plates are fine. The circus dumbbells have rust on them, but they're okay. It will still work. As long as you're not leaving them out in the rain, it's fine. As long as they're sheltered, you could have a tarp, say a tarp laid on the ground, and then you unroll the tarp, roll your stuff out to where you lift, and then put it back on the tarp, roll it back up, and then it's protected from the elements, and you're fine.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Cool. Jonathan, hit me.
Hey, Nick. I think you might have answered this in part in the last form check, but the question that I was going to ask is I've been finding lately, like I for a long time lifted then had about like 6, 7 years away from the gym when my kids were really young. Started getting back into it, started getting the weight back up there a bit. And with deadlift, I've been finding that I've been feeling the stress in my lower back on the first rep and then not for any of the other ones. But when you were talking about doing the touch and goes, I feel like I was doing a little bit more touch and goes and kind of getting back into that comfort zone. So I was just wondering in terms of a tip, in terms of how to, I guess, adjust that first shot so that I'm not all of a sudden feeling like, because especially when doing like sets of like 3 or 4, when you're like really pushing the weights, that first one's really tough. And then, reps 2, 3, 4 are fine, right?
Yeah, touch and goes easier, plain and simple.
Yeah.
That's why. Odds are your position's different.
Yeah.
Like I was just telling Audrey, gravity puts you where you need to be on touch and go. And you're coming down with tension. So you're in a better spot to generate power in and of itself because you're already preloaded. So stop touching and going. And your first rep will get better. It will feel easier. Not necessarily easier, it'll feel more normal. So the best thing I can say is start what I was doing with Carly and some of the other people that were getting ready for powerlifting meet, is having them do those clusters. Those clusters have a purpose. She steps away from the bar. A cluster is a set with about 5 seconds in between each rep. Those 5 seconds, she steps away, reapproaches the bar, she dials in. That approach all the way to the first pull every single time. And those are really good for people like Audrey, those clusters, when people are about to test, because you got to learn to test. You got to learn to compete. There's a different aspect about it of things go wrong. There's pressure, there's max effort, there's all these other things, right? So you've got to learn to test because your margin for error is now lower when we're going max effort. So maybe working some of those clusters in on your warm-up sets where you just approach the bar, then you get to your working set and maybe not do the cluster on the working sets, but dead stop every single time, rebrace, pull. Getting used to, because how do we get better at lifting? Reps. It's the same thing with setup. You need reps.
No, that makes perfect sense. Thanks, man.
Send me videos.
I will.
Brian, hit me.
Hey, Nick, hey, everybody. So I'd asked this in the app. I'm not sure if you had tried to answer it, but one of the questions that I have is kind of going towards the PR and the best time, I guess, to attempt it. If there's any strategies to, whether it's, and I think you talked about it a couple of calls ago with somebody, whether it's like, okay, my program is about to end on Saturday. Do I just now take this next week to sort of do some PR training, work on certain things specifically, and then kind of the next Saturday, try to hit all my PRs and kind of start a new program the following week? Is it like the beginning of your training, you kind of do your workups, then try your PR, then get your work-in sets? Yeah, I don't think you'd want to do it at the end because then you're exhausted, presumably. So just kind of what are some strategies for?
There's a couple ways you can pluck that chicken. So there's a couple ways to test. And what I mean by that is, so what I recommended to Audrey was different than what I recommended to Carly, because Carly was prepping for a powerlifting meet. So I needed her to have entry-level numbers, but she needed to do them all in one day to simulate a powerlifting meet. Audrey, I have her testing over, I recommend she test it over a couple days to get the best foundational numbers for her first PR testing as possible. So that week after your training block, I recommend a deload. So you won't exceed, 50% on the bar of your current, one rep, your biggest lift on each lift. And we want velocity, we want technique, it's called neuro work. It's low load stress, low CNS stress, but high velocity, high movement pattern ingraining. So yeah, you can go in and say, depending on how you're feeling, you could say you train, how many days a week you train?
4, do the upper lower split.
So let's just say you're training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, just for shits and giggles to make this easy. You have a deload day. Say you're training, you're testing squat, bench, deadlift.
Yeah.
Say it's upper, lower, upper, lower. So we do our bench speed work, neural work on our setup, get some volume in, some light speed volume. Like you could do every minute on the minute, 2 bench presses. So you set up, press bit, rack, set up, take the next 50 seconds, set up. We get that good volume work and we get a pump with our assistants. We do some curls, we do some face pulls, we make blood in, blood out. Blood heals that damage, that inflammation we carried from the training cycle. Same thing. Rest day, work on mobility, move. Deloading is all about recovering and keeping the knife sharp. We don't want to go in flat. So you rinse and repeat with that lower work. And then we have Thursday rest day. And then we have, say you want to test Saturday, take a Friday rest day, send it on all 3 on Saturday, or send one on Saturday, send one on Monday, send one on Wednesday. So there's a couple ways you can do that depending on how you want to do it. And I'll kind of let you experiment, man. Like that's the cool part about this is test this way this time. And then the next time I want to test this way, see what kind of results I get. That's the fun exploration side of this is I've done all the above. Like when I peak for a 7-event contest, I have 4 training days. I've got to do 7 events over 3 days. Sometimes certain contests, like America's Strongest Man, because of the live stream, we did 6 events in 2 hours. We got our dicks kicked in. It was, we literally had 10, 15 minutes between max effort events.
Yeah.
I did 27 reps on a deadlift at 700 some pounds on a frame. And then I had 15 minutes and I had to do a max distance Husafel carry in the shape of the United States with 375 pounds. Our legs were cooked. They were cooked. So it's a matter of how do you want to do? You want to power lift? Do them all in one day. Do you want to just see where you're at and maximize that total? Spread it across 3 days with rest in between.
Okay, and then kind of do a workup set to get to whatever it is.
Work up and then do some light assistance afterwards to make the body feel good. Don't stress the nervous system harder. And then call it and then rest and then send it again.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Aurora, go ahead.
So I've been doing the body weight fat loss program for a year, and I just started last week with the split, and I'm learning the machines at the gym that I'm at, and I never really liked doing weight. I shouldn't say that, but I never really liked doing weights, but I started CrossFitting like 10 years ago, and I did that for a while very poorly. I was never able to squat with keeping my spine, my chest up. And I did all the drills, the goblet squat, put into place. I don't know what the problem is, but even now, last week, I'm sore only on my left side, on my left glute and hamstring and quad from doing legs last week. And I still do all my physical therapy preps, the clams, the step ups on the small. So I'm still doing all these things, but for some reason, I can't seem to engage my right side. I had a spinal injury back in 2005. And it's kind of like this. So I really like the fat loss body weight because you had to do one leg at a time, like step ups. You had to do one time, so you had no choice but to work the leg. Still never got the same soreness. It's unequal. So my question to you would be, without me spending 3 hours at the gym, because I pretty much am there like 2 hours when I'm there, what else can I do for that? That's just one question. I have another one too.
One, I would like to see how you're moving so I can assess what's firing, not firing, and so forth. There is, you said you had a back injury.
Yes.
Was it symptomatic on the right side of your body?
It was my L5S1. It was a rupture.
Okay, so L5S1's torn. Yeah. Same boat.
Oh, wow.
Do you get any sort of nerve pain?
I used to, like the piriformis, it was just inflamed all the time. I don't anymore. I don't.
Did you notice any sort of weakness on the right side of your lower extremities post injury?
No, no.
Okay. So odds are there is an imbalance. And the nerves are weird. So one side's working harder than the other. Either because are you right or left hand dominant?
Right.
Okay. So odds are your right is probably just more resilient.
Mm.
And you favor it unknowingly doing certain things. So unilateral stuff is huge. It is a good thing. But that doesn't mean we neglect the compound movement. The reason being is they assist the unilateral stuff assists that compound movement. That we don't want to lose a movement pattern altogether. So unilateral work, tempo work is going to be huge for you. So we continue to get things to engage, but we need things to engage in sequential order. It's like when we're squatting, we use glutes, we use hamstrings, we use quads. Depending on how we might use more adductor on some people because of their wider stance. It just depends. So, I have Elise doing this. I have her doing flat back extensions for time, and it is a really, really, really good gauge for where our back's at during the day. So, you know what, like a glute ham raise machine is? Where our feet lock. Sometimes you see people doing sit-ups on them. It has the pad, and then your feet lock in on the plate behind it. You roll over so you face down, so that pad's underneath your hips. And you sit up, and you're flat, and you're squeezing with your butt. You're squeezing with your lower back, and what it's doing is it's forcing both sides to work. It won't let you do it with one side.
Okay.
So single leg glute bridges. So if you have like a medicine ball or a bench, you put our back and we put one knee out in front or we hold it up and we do a hip thrust with the further out you put the leg you're thrusting with, the harder it gets. So if you get it under you, and you can load it with weight, you explode up and then tempo down, and that's going to force glute activation. So odds are, when it comes to that L5 S1, getting glutes firing again can be problematic. So what I want to do is probe there first.
Okay. So I did in physical therapy. I mean, I had knee surgery in August, and they had me doing though that was part of it, and I still warm up with those. So I haven't had it obviously, but
I always tell people like the sooner you can get out of a regular physical therapist and get to like a sports physical therapist, they attack injury with movement in a way more aggressive and different way. It's just better in every shape, whether you're an athlete or not. Sports PT, they problem solve much more aggressively, and it works a lot better in my opinion. Because typical physical therapy clinics, they try to get you to heal. They don't try to make it stronger, which is, I think, a very colossal mistake because working out gets blood in. Blood makes things heal. So we want it to get stronger or else get you back. They typically, they have, a time week period that they work with you and then you're done. Hey, do these exercises as you need, blah, blah, blah. And then it never corrects the imbalance. It gets it healed, but it never gets it back up to firing on full power. So I think if we do incorporate some of these movements, some of these isometrics, these unilateral holds and tempo, I think we can kind of troubleshoot this a little bit deeper, and kind of see where you land after that. As far as there's going to be time where your body's got to catch up. It's okay. So we're going to just come at it a little bit more aggressively.
Just one more. I've been missing you like the past few times because I've been traveling and such. But one more. So my shoulder is killing me, and I watched the last time I attended. You were telling people to keep their angles of their elbows when they bench press, not to flare out. I heard that today too. But the only time it hurts me is when I'm doing like pull-ups or chin-ups. I mean that's when it aggravates it and it really hurts really bad. So is there an alternative? I'm just doing reverse pulls. Do I just keep doing those instead?
Does it hurt coming out of the bottom the whole time or coming down?
It doesn't hurt until I'm completely done with the workout.
Okay. have you tried what grips does it hurt? Does it hurt chin up? Does it hurt pull up and neutral?
It hurts with chin ups and it hurts with wide grip.
Okay, so let's narrow it up and let's try some neutral and see where that gets us. We're gonna troubleshoot this. So neutral grip is like this.
Okay.
Yep,
okay.
at shoulder width. And I want you to initiate your pull up, not with your arms, but with contracting your back.
Okay.
Bring your shoulder blades together.
Back and shoulder blades. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And check in with me on the next one, and we'll see how those feel.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Conor, hit me.
My question's not actually for me, it's for a friend. We were doing goblet squats together, and I thought I was special. I did 12 at 120, and then he knocked it out. He did like 190 20 times, and his front squat's like 350, and he only trains maybe once a week. So it's kind of like, I have a question, like, could he, knowing nothing about strongman, is that impressive? Is that not? Should I actually try and encourage him maybe to look more into that?
So he's just a strong dude, right? That's kind of what you're saying. He's just strong.
Yeah, naturally his legs are like twice the width of mine.
Yeah, it could be something worth exploring. I'll never turn someone away from strongman. You know what I mean? Like you're like asking a kid on Halloween not to take candy. Like, of course I'm gonna try and bring him into the fold. It's, in my opinion, strongman is the most functional strength. If you can pick up a 300-pound sandbag or stone, it's not balanced. It has no handles. You can pick up a 300-pound anything. So yeah, it might be worth. He might like it. He might be like, "Hey, this is fun." It doesn't feel like training or weightlifting because it's got different implements. So try it with him. You guys both might like. You guys both might have fun. Who knows? But I mean, that's solid for someone who's not really like lifting, can get under a front squat. And you said he front squatted like 350?
I think so, yeah.
All the way down?
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, that's solid weight. How big is he?
He's a heavy guy, maybe like 250.
He's a big boy, yeah. So either way, dude's got a solid foundation of just raw strength. So
yeah, I mean, I laugh because he trains once a week. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. See if you can kind of nudge him into training more often, or maybe playing with some strongman. I mean, if he's doing that at once a week, Lord knows what he's doing at 3-4 days a week in 6 months.
And that's what I'm thinking, is like the sheer potential that he could have.
Yeah. Yes, and sometimes it takes a friend like you seeing it and going, "Hey, do this with me," and then he goes, "Oh shit!" 3 months down the road, and you're like, 350 front squat for someone who doesn't really squat but does kind of squat is a solid. That means this is strong too for a front squat. His core is strong as shit, so he might take to it like a fish to water.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anyone else? I'm kind of running out of time because I gotta go train to make this sports massage appointment, but I don't want to leave anyone hanging. Going once, going twice. Sold. All right, guys. Well, it is what week is it? Next week. Yeah, we'll have Jen will go earlier in the week, and I'll probably likely go later in the week, Friday or something of the sort. So I will catch you guys then. Then after that, it is Arnold week for me. So Friday, Wednesday, I'll be able to do a Zoom call that Wednesday. That is the 4th. I'll be balls deep in a weight cut. That'll be the day I'll actually be water cutting. So I will likely try and do it in the morning again because I will start sauning. I weigh in at 2 on Thursday. So I will probably start doing my sauna around 2 or 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Just thinking out loud here. So I'm not a complete vegetable when we do this. And I'm actually can form coherent sentences because by like 5 p.m., I've lost probably 3-4 pounds of water. And I don't want to be social with. I'm just focusing on breathing at that point. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next Friday most likely, and then the following Wednesday. So keep the videos coming. I gave some of y'all homework. I look forward to it. I'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.